Um, Hi, Maya. I can sort of see myself in the corner there. It looks like this is working. I was going to send you my book, but my book is a disaster. Now, I figured I'd do this. I got this video thing. It records your screen, so hopefully no child pornography or something pops up. I mean, of course I don't have any, but you never know. But yeah, so this is instead of my book because I don't know what book to write. I could write so many books. Now, this is confidential. I don't think that life should be confidential. I don't think it should ever be confidential. I think people should be able to overcome their problems and you know, they should be rewarded. But anyhow, let's see. So I wonder if anything that I bring up is going to show up in this thing. Probably. Anyways, so I have my hat on to cover my pointy head. Because I don't have eyebrows, I thought I'd have a look like this. You know, this could be my YouTuber look. I really need to get rid of these stupid headphones, but I need the mic close to my... Oh, now I look like an acorn. Anyways, I don't need... I just need the mic. Anyways, whatever. So this is about... This is because I don't know what to write about here. Anyway, so the thing that we have in common is alcoholism, for me. Because I never did do drugs, and that's quite remarkable that I didn't. I mean, I've been in a rock band, gold, platinum records, surrounded by coke and drugs of all kinds, heroin, but I never did it. But I sure as hell drank. That's a monster. Anyways, I am currently almost about to have a date with someone working there, so you need to not say anything because it's up to me to unload that on somebody. In fact, I don't think I'll ever have a girlfriend again. I think it's just out of the question. But let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's look at something. Let's go to images. Images. How do you go to images on here? That's weird. I don't see it. Oh, there we are. There's the apps. Just to keep it entertaining for you. Hey, I guess images is not an app. Where the heck is images? How do I get to that before? Images. Google Images. I don't know. I thought it was easy. News for Google Images. There we go. That's weird. Anyways, let's see what images for alcoholic comes up. Oh, images for AA is going to be a bunch of pathetically sad. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's two kinds of alcoholics. No, there's like 1,000 billion different kinds. But there's one socioeconomic types. There's this type. Then there's this type. And I've been both. I've been homeless twice. Twice I spent 6 months living like this. Not quite as bad, but pretty much. Not as dirty. But that's it. That scenario right there, oh yeah, a bunch of times. On the street, asleep. Fucked. So, this is just fun, little alcoholism. I mean, it's, oh geez, so bad. Look at me, all clean and nice hair. Oh, jeepers, I fell asleep on my nice floor. Oops, look at me in my nice cozy place having too much to drink. Yeah, well, there we go. All the things that it does. See, it's so polite. I guess most people haven't really had it destroy their lives. Oh, there we go. There's Mark. There but for the grace of God, as they say. So, yeah. Oh, what does this say? I think you should quit drinking the beer that addicted to me. Heck, oh, stop, help. Whatever. That's not funny. Okay, well, so what am I trying to tell you here? I'm trying to tell you that I have some rather advanced opinions on drinking. And if you want to hear them, you can go. Keep listening. If you don't, just forget it. I won't be upset if you don't want to listen to this. But it's only a small fraction of my book, this. Because I could write a book on this thing called depersonalization. I wonder what images for depersonalization would look like. That's good. That's something I got when I was 14, and that is directly related to addiction, which is I think, going to be your area of expertise. I wonder why images is gone. You're probably going, it's over on the right, you idiot. Oh, there we are. That's interesting. I wonder what the heck's the difference between all these different Googles. Even the spelling is controversial in this thing. Depersonalization art. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, you really should look it up. Oh, there we go. That's a good one. What happens in the brain? That's always a bit scary. Now, do any of these represent it? Kinda. Yeah, very much. I have no idea. Yep, there's a movie you could watch if you really... Let's say you were secretly in love with me, which is what I really believe, and that's why I'm sending you this. But anyways, you could watch that movie. Yeah, if you were... when I was young and good-looking and had hair. Now, there's a good one, because that is exactly what happens. You fucking disappear. And you look in the mirror, and you looking at somebody that's not you anymore. Anyway, I describe it as dying and going to hell and thinking for the rest of your life that you're dead and gone to hell. And the fundamental underpinning of your existence is that you're not there anymore. It's pretty fascinating stuff. I tell you, if somebody wants to figure out where the soul is, all they have to find out is what causes depersonalization, and that's where it is. So it is in the ancient times described as soul death. Anyway, so that was pretty bad. So really, I would like to say that is my excuse for drinking, having that. Now, here's a good-looking depersonalized person. You see, you just can't tell, and that's another one of the problems. I seem perfectly normal, and I really am, basically, but... let's get a better picture of this. Hey! Bloody thing. Approximate treatment, more than 10% of people... Oh, bullshit, there is no frickin' treatment. What a bunch of garbage. Feeling Unreal. Now, that's the book that caused my divorce, because my wife read this, and she decided she had married a ghost. Stupid idiot. Do I seem like a ghost to you? Anyways, whatever. Yeah, she read this book. Now, if you were secretly in love with me, you could read that too for some background. Anyhow, so yeah, I would like to say that that mental problems caused my alcoholism, and I could go on and on and on about them, but this is one of the things that I have found. Like when you get past this kind of alcoholism. Oh, where are we? This polite kind? This kind? Or what's up here? Uh-oh. Wrong button. When you get past this kind of alcoholism where there's clearly something wrong, but no one really knows what. Like, this is funny, Like, these guys are in bad shape, but it's just nothing, like, compared to this. And somebody scattered these bottles around because somebody would have picked these up and sent them back for deposit long time ago. So, yeah, that's funny. So, anyways, so when you get past the polite alcoholism and you get down to the real crap that I ended up with, I say it's caused me to have a real crisis, for my own alcoholism and for others. And I think that a lot of resources are wasted. In fact, I think your job is a complete waste. I'm sorry, but I do. You're running around doing pretty much bugger all, you guys. You don't fix nothing. You can't really fix a person. Ask a psychiatrist, and that's what you need to do with the hardcore people that end up at CAMH. Holy shit, we'll talk about CAMH. I might be the only person that's left that place. I've been there 3 times. I left there twice drunk. And the second time that I left, not the last time I left drunk. But the second time that I left, and without leaving the building too, I managed to get alcohol. I had it thrown over the wall. And I got it from the hand sanitizer. Stupids. Hello, people. We're desperate. And the reason why I drink it like that is because I have panic attacks. And once they start getting rid of the Valium, I'm doomed. I just have panic attacks, and they are so bad. It's a life and death. Like, I will do anything almost to get rid of it. So those panic attacks have turned me into a monster alcoholic that can't stop. Like, because I seem like such a normal guy, I shouldn't have turned into an utter freak. I've been kicked out of every detox in this town, in the downtown, for drinking in them. I was kicked out of every single detox. I managed to get booze into every detox, and they never busted me with it on my person. They always kicked me out without having any reason because I was so tanked. Every single one. Because they don't deal with they don't have, and CAMH is medical detox, and that's supposed to help, but they don't. For me, for a panic attack person with severe panic, I don't even know if there is a grade of, it's like severe forest fire, like what else is there? But I mean, or severely pregnant. You're either panic attack, severely pregnant. Oh my goodness, that girl is, although I've seen severely pregnant before. My wife looked like just bizarre, because she's quite thin. And, yeah, it was freaky. Anyhow, but yeah, I think that you guys are, the recidivism rate is, as you know, is very, very high, and it doesn't seem to make any difference. Detox, counselors, rehabs, AA, no AA. It all seems to end up at the same, 90%, and then it's much worse for crack and smack. And, well, smack's not so bad. But crack, I don't know what the hell it is with that frickin' drug. It just is insane. Boy, I could go on about crack. Holy jeez, maybe I will. Maybe I'll do a part 2. But yeah, I could carry on and on and on about crack, and I haven't even done it. I spent a night with a crack whore. I never slept with her. I didn't do the bogus thing that people do where they hire a hooker and ask her to talk. I hired a crack whore. I met this crack whore. I got kicked out of a detox at St. Joseph's Hospital. I met her at the hospital in the lobby. I was drinking Listerine because I didn't have any money. And there was this beautiful woman with rotten teeth. Not rotten, but just gray. She was really cute, and she was helping people get into their cars and stuff. And she wasn't staff, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. And then she was using the payphone all the time, and then I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I realized that she was a crack addict. And then somehow I realized that she was a hooker. So I said to her, "Look, I got $80 cash. Here's $80. Yeah, we started talking and stuff, and I told her I'd just been kicked out of the detox and I was drinking Listerine, and she said yes, well, I'm addicted to crack. So how I came to the conclusion that she was a crack whore, I don't really know, but or the hooker part. I don't politely call her a prostitute because I really did like this girl, and I should call her just a prostitute, but she called herself a whore, so I'll just call her what she called herself. And um, yeah, she was great. Addicted to crack though, and so if you were supplying her with crack, she really liked you. So, but I don't think that she's like that all the time. So she, like I just could tell there was something there. Like, what was she doing helping people out? She could have just been sitting there on the phone, doing her deals and hooking up her johns or whatever that you do. And so I just said, okay, I've got $80. Here's $80. Go run along. Don't hook tonight, and just go get high. And $80 for a seasoned crack prostitute is just starters. so she didn't leave because she knew a sucker. And oh yeah, so here I am talking about crack, and really I'm supposed to be talking about alcohol. But anyhow, anyways, so yeah, so I just kept on giving her money all night long. We got into my credit card and started spitting cash out of the credit card. I must have spent, I don't know, I spent every cent that I had. I ended up homeless after the experience with her. But I never slept with her, and I never asked for a BJ or anything like that. I stayed over at her house too. I just didn't want her to be a hooker for one night. And I said I would supply all the crack. But what ended up happening at the end was she ended up putting me in my little bed, which was the floor of her living room, and went out and did some johns and got more crack. I mean, I ran out of money. So it was goodbye, Mark. It hurt my feelings. I kissed her, which was crazy. I shouldn't have. She didn't like kissing me. I mean, she didn't resist, but she didn't open her mouth. I felt like a real knob. Anyway, so back to alcohol. Yeah, and you guys. So alcohol, 90%, probably worse with crack, is worse with crack. It was alarming. I went to a CA meeting once, and the stories were extraordinary. I now believe them now because I've been homeless and then hung out with these people. But at the time, I was blown away. I couldn't believe how bad it was. Like the guys, the I don't know what you'd call them, whatever, the teachers or whatever, the people running the meeting, the facilitators, had only been clean. There were two guys that came in at this one detox at St. Michael's. I also got kicked out of there. I had a real great system there. I would come in the door and I would put rubbing alcohol into a garbage can. And then I would drink one outside, and then I would put one into the garbage can. And I'd show up still sober because I had just pounded it back and get searched. And then I would take my coat off and look like I was relaxing, and then I'd pop out for a smoke. And then I would grab my other alcohol and put it in my pocket. And then I'd go by that time I'm getting pretty loaded. And then I'd go, because, rubbing alcohol, Jesus, downing one entire container of it. So I would hide it under my roommate's bed. Now, this guy was brain dead. He just slept all the time. So anyways, they suspected something because I wasn't showing up for meetings and dinners and things. This lasted for 3 days. And then finally they came and they searched and they couldn't find anything, and they I guess they could have done a piss test, but they didn't. Eventually they just kicked me out with no evidence. I didn't fight. I mean, I knew I was I didn't. But anyhow, so this recidivism rate, what are you guys going to do about stopping people drinking? And my sort of position on this is that it's just so complicated. There is no one answer for each person. There needs to be a lot of talent in deciding who can make it and who can't. The resources should not all be thrown at everybody. There needs to be some selection. And I kind of think that each guy, like this is, okay, I'll just give you the I don't know, the Coles version. But each person, I usually talk guys because that's what I've known mostly, alcoholic guys. I do know I did date an alcoholic girl, and my God, the stories with her, showing up with on our first date at my house with boots on and with two Mickeys, one in each boot. That's what the Mickeys are for. You hide them in your boots. She sure took advantage of that. But anyhow, so and we were not supposed to be drinking. We met at rehab. So, anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. So each person should be given an opportunity to stop. Everybody deserves that. So maybe they should be taken off to somewhere and given a nice place safe to live for a month, let's say. And then it's up to them to decide what they want to do there. They can either face their mental problems, which most of them have, and life, which is difficult for everybody. Like, not everybody drinks. People lose their legs. Oops. Oh, no. Don't tell me. It's still recording. How can it go blank and still record? That's weird. How can I go blank and still record? But yeah, so what I would do is I'd bring them into a room for the first meeting. Then I would say, you have your choice. You can go to rehab, blah, blah, blah. Then they screw up. So maybe they should have two. So then they screw up again, which they will. And then on the second meeting, I will stick a bottle of vodka in front of them. And I will say, you get one more chance. You can face the horrible life that you're going to have, that everybody has. And yours is going to be even worse because you've got mental problems that make people dislike you and they get tired of you and maybe you're too nice or you're too mean or you're... Like, I find a lot of alcoholics are extremely nice and they're over nice, you know, and they especially when they sober up, they're like, whoa, who is this nice person? How do they end up there? All badly beaten up and scarred and nice. Anyways, so with the bottle of vodka right in front of them, you can say, take that and just go and just be done with it, and then that's the end for them. If they can get themselves out, if their family can get them out. But what we do with them, or what I would do with them, is just look after them until they die. Because, and I don't mean this in a fascist, cruel way. I just mean why? You see, I see your job as a sausage-making factory. Like, you're making sausages for people. You're making sausages out of people. Like people are all born a full piece of loin, and then they get ground up, and they get ground up worse if you've got mental problems. So you get ground up, and you find drinking is a way to escape from it. And really seriously, this is a lot of how it goes. I'm sure there's some genetic component. In fact, there has to be. But whatever. I mean, I'm talking about this type of alcoholic. What the hell is that? Oh, that looks pretty fine. But I mean the street one. This guy. What the hell is that? Where's the street? Yeah, this guy. Like, there's no point. So let's just keep them comfortable, Let's not have them like that. Let's give them a place to just drink and have fun and have buddies and die. Because that's, they're going to end up back there. So I think with a lot of people, there is no hope for a huge portion. And they're using up it's like old people are using up all the health care. We just need less old people and everything will be fine. But, I am a fluke, really, to get out of that level to get out of Seton House. I lived there twice for 6 months each. To get out of there, and be designing buildings and improve my life and get ahead and go to the gym and meet you and talk to people and have friends and girlfriends. And I even dated a counselor. I can't tell you her name, but I did. She used to work at one of the places that I worked at. I won't even tell you the name of that because she would be fired instantly if anybody found out. Like, we didn't date while I was there, but afterwards she hunted me down. 25-year-old girl. I'm 49 years old. I must have put on some show there. I don't know what the hell. Anyways, we had a great time. She had a kid, and I had 2 kids, and we'd go to my cottage, and it was amazing. She was very mature. She had a kid when she was 15. Anyway, she wasn't an alcoholic or a drug addict, but she was a counselor. She's like you, I guess. She, like you'll find, I guess, you know this already, that most of the people that are in this business are already alcoholics or something. And I don't think you have to be. In fact, I think that there's not enough weight given to people who aren't. Because I think that being an alcoholic or a drug addict, but anyways, people should not point at me and say, "Hey, look, what you're saying means would have condemned you, and you would have been stuck." That may be true, but I'm a fluke, really. I mean, I went back to Seton House the other day, and people were just stunned. They just could not believe it, and I actually made the people at Seton House feel bad because I was suddenly their superior. I never thought of it this way, but I showed up and I showed them what I was doing in the buildings that I was designing and stuff. And they were like, "Holy Jesus, this guy is he's the real thing. Our clients are losers. I mean, they are drunks and screw-ups, and that's who we work with. But his clients are rich and the famous and the um the spectacular of society. How does he do this?" So anyways, they just smiled at me and like all of a sudden everything I said mattered, whereas before it didn't. You know. So I'll show you what I'm doing right now. Let's just try that one. Yeah, so all of a sudden everything I did was or the whole thing just tipped upside down. Like they were in awe. It was very strange. They treated me totally differently, and I felt kind of uncomfortable because I was so used to being sort of quietly abused, because that's the way they do it. It's client-centered. But they're there for a good reason, and my girlfriend, who was one of you, told me that's exactly true, and that's exactly why she was there. She was there because she feels like shit about herself and felt that the only place that she could work was a place where people were completely fucked. She said that she went when she was at school, like at taking her course for social work or whatever the hell. She went on a field trip and ended up at Seton House and ended up in the annex, which is where I was, the third floor annex. That's where I ended up twice. And now what happened? Why didn't it open it up? Anyways, she geez, what's happening here? Where is this? Oh, I just want to show you what I'm doing now. I gotta show you this one. What the heck? This is actually why I ended up back in visiting Seton House. I've been designing this. It's like a lobby on an office building. It's a very small building, and it's a very small, silly little lobby. But whatever. At least it's better than lying on the street. But so anyways, I was ignore what's going on. Oh, great. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, you can really see what's going on there. Anyways, oh jeez. Ugh, forget it. Why is it so dark? Anyhow, look, just forget it. But I don't even know what I was talking about. Yeah, so she ended up there working at Seton House, and oops, I said it. Uh-oh. Anyhow, I'm supposed to say, oh well, but I guess if I'm really responsible, I won't release this video. Anyway, this is going to be a private video. You can send videos by over YouTube that are just private. But so So you guys have a really big problem. You have a terrible success rate. Like if I said, okay, well look, I'm 90% sure that this building is going to stay up, but but uh, or 90% of my buildings stand. Yeah, that's it. Come on in. Anyhow, oh, there it is, Sandra. Okay, so which one do we want? Try that. This is what I'm doing right now. It's too bad I can't show you what the house originally looked like. It was pretty awful. But oh my God, so sick and tired of this crap. Problems. God knows what this is going to look like. Everything is a problem according to this thing. So yeah, you don't fix many people. In fact, you hardly fix anybody at all, depending on how long you go out. And AA doesn't work, and KMH doesn't work. I'd love you to tell me what works. I'd love to know. Come on, just do me a favor and oh, what a mess. Anyways, this house was a horrible disaster. It had no entryway. There's the garage that's going to go onto it, but oh, it's all fucked. Look at that. Oh, well, whatever. Anyhow, this is because I designed it on my other computer, and I'm opening it up on this one, and it's not behaving. So that is not what it was going to look like. I better find a better one. I wonder which one is a good one. Last fucking one. That's good. That looks great. So you're seeing my secrets, that I'm really actually a bad person. Let's try this one. No. Yeah. I wonder. Anyhow, so yeah, I have real strong feelings about alcohol. So yeah, about the books that I want to write. So I could write a book about depersonalization. I could write a book about losing 65 pounds. I could write a book about an autoimmune disorder that makes all your hair fall out and your nails fall out and makes you feel sick. I could write a book about the fact that I've seen the Rob Ford video. I could write a book about Rob Ford. I could write a book about me. I just don't know what book to write. You know, I could write a book about being dyslexic. There's another one. So, yeah, I got a lot of books to write. I could write a book about becoming an architect and building designer without going to any school or doing any education. That would be a good book. How to get somewhere without doing anything at all. Well, working frickin' hard, but anyhow. Okay, well, it's something like that. I don't know why it's not looking perfectly good. But, oh, that's just awful. Yeah, it's missing all kinds of stuff. But let's just try to put some things in here. No, that's stupid. But anyhow, something like this. Anyway, this didn't exist. These gables, it just looks like crap. I can't show you this. I got to get rid of this. This is worse. I should have just shown you nothing. Anyway, so I got lots to talk about. So we should chat personally, and then now that you know, and I have some real strong opinions about what to do. You see, I want to be the guy. I want to take the shit. I want people to yell at me for not choosing them. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to sort this out. Someone's got to decide who's going to make it and who isn't, and where the resources should be applied. And it's interesting. Like, you guys are always in a dilemma. Like, for instance, some argue that medical detox makes getting drunk easier, and it shouldn't exist. It should be torture and pain. Well, yeah, that is true. There is something to be said for that. I've been through medical detox 3 times. But I also went through the pain and agony of withdrawal, and I still drunk after that, and I still drunk after medical detox. So really, it doesn't come into the calculation at the moment that you decide that you're going to drink. The moment that you decide that you're going to drink, you you're usually thinking about completely different things. Like sometimes you're in such distress that you have to drink, and then you drink, or you're so happy with yourself that you just think you're going to have a drink or two, and then you drink. Like you never drink to say goodbye to the world, really, very often. Like it's usually quite small. I don't know. You just don't make a big picture calculation. So, anyways, what I would like to do is I would like to write this book. I would like to also somehow be involved in this, but I got to keep my mouth shut. I'm a loose cannon because when people start protecting their fiefdoms and having their own agenda and missing what I think is the point, and that is that there's a lot of real beautiful people out there. A lot of alcoholics. I don't know about drug addicts, but alcoholics that I've met, when they're sober, they are great. Even the drug addicts, actually. They're great people who want to do good things. They want something good to do, but there is nothing. You just get dumped back out. Oh, the sausage factory. Yeah, so you start rehab, then or detox, then rehab, then you get put into like St. Mike's, like a big place to live for 2 years, all protected and nice and happy, and then you get put in a sausage casing, and you get thrown back out as a sausage, not changed or repaired, which I don't know if you can do. With some people, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how you do it. It's like trying to make someone happy. I just don't think you can do that. But then the sausage goes out already easy to be all ground up again, much faster and with less resistance. It's a lot easier to grind up a sausage than it is to grind up a piece of meat. So that's how it feels. So my personalization thing that you will have to look up if you care, if you secretly love me. I got to stop saying stuff like that. But yeah, it can be as small as, like, there have been people that I meet that are so nice I hate them. There's people that I have met that are just irritating. And there's people like these are people that don't necessarily drink, but what I've noticed is the recovering alcoholics that I've met, especially on the detox level, that is kind of how they are. They are messed up, and it's not the alcohol that messed them up. They already were pre-messed up. You can tell. As soon as you talk to them, all you need is 2 seconds, and you can tell. So what are we going to do with these people? Idea. But I really would love to discuss it. So maybe you can watch this today or tonight or something, and we can talk tomorrow because you're working on the weekend apparently. So anyway, so about the book, I just, I'm sorry. I keep rereading what I wrote, and it sucks because I really don't know how to do it. Because I'm not. I read Neil Young's autobiography, and it was just retarded. I mean, it was just so uninteresting. Like, his life is okay, but he's got like a train set and I don't care. Like, just because he's Neil Young doesn't. Is that for some people it is. It's like, ooh, look at that, Neil Young's got a train set, and Neil Young did this, and Neil Young has an electric old car. Oh, isn't that fabulous? So me, I'm just nobody. I'm nothing. I have gold and platinum records, but that's not enough. So I don't know where to start. So what I do is I try to inject some interesting, and then that's my opinions and my deep thoughts, like I'm kind of doing now, but not really. And I just don't know if that's interesting. I don't know how good a story that is. I think story is very important. So I've tried to write this book in so many different directions. I tried one interesting one, which was the crack story, with that crack Lisa. And so what I did was I told everything I think about everything, about Rob Ford, about drinking, about why people drink. I mean, why the hell does Rob Ford drink? He seems to have everything that he wants. What does he need? So clearly he's getting something out of it that's besides, pain, hiding from something. And then so I wrote the story of Lisa and then I injected all of my personal thoughts, but the story just doesn't move fast enough because it was only 24 hours that we knew each other. So I don't know. I mean, I can write 100 pages on somebody walking 5 minutes down, because I would have to tell the story of that person's life, and that person would have to have a really interesting story. And I suppose mine is, but it doesn't start from a point of greatness. Madonna writes a children's book and everyone's interested. Mark Gibson writes a children's book and no one gives a shit. So, anyhow, that's enough. I'll talk to you later. I think I've used up enough of your time. Holy Jesus, 40 minutes. Oh God, I gotta go to the gym. Well, we'll let the computer crunch this. Anyways.